They're 55 to 64 years old, and they're the fastest growing demo in America. Meet the Alpha Boomers. They're older, richer, wiser, determined to prove age is just a number. And they love clean funny.
There's some graffiti in the restrooms, too. Now, I'm a big fan of graffiti. I saw the other day somebody had written on a wall, "Have a happy day," and someone else had written in a different handwriting, "Right on." That's not graffiti. Graffiti is for a good time. Call 621-1800, ask for Trixie. That's what it was. I mean, everywhere I went to school, it was Trixie everywhere, too. That was the amazing part. But this "have a happy day, right on," I don't get that. I mean, last night, I was telling my wife, I said, "You know, Trixie, we've had a wonderful 40, 45 years in this town in the advertising agency business. Worked for Mayor Lou Murphy, Barry Goldwater for Senate. We worked for the lottery and the Arizona Office of Tourism, so many good people. I never got to work for Mayor Bob Walkup, and it's a shame because I had a really good theme for him. I had a good slogan. He didn't seem to like it. It was, "Why vote against Bob? He's done nothing." Hey, I am getting up there. I mean, 2 weeks ago today, my youngest child turned 43. 40, everyone's going, ooh. 43 years, that's amazing. Have I really had sex that recently? Yes, like the good book says, only the Lord knows what life's got waiting for you. Take me. I never planned to marry my sister. No, I was always real sweet on my uncle. I shouldn't have paused there. I was always real sweet on my Uncle Marvin's girl, Tessa. Over in Gila County, yeah. Everybody knew it. It was always Junior and Tessa this, Junior and Tessa that. But she changed. I mean, we hadn't been engaged 2 months. And her 12th birthday came. There's advantages to marrying your sister that you don't think about all the time. Like you don't ever argue about whose mama was the best cook. Hello, Arlo's Plumbing. This is Arlo. Mr. Arnold. Oh, I've been meaning to call you. Don't raise your voice to me, Mr. Arnold. No, don't yell at me, okay? I tighten that gas line. Anytime I install a water heater, I tighten the gas line, okay? Okay, you want to hear me say it? I'll say it. I'm sorry your house blew up. Now, what did we just accomplish there, Mr. Arnold? You got to vent a little bit at my expense. Is that going to bring your wife and dog back? I don't think so. Wow, what a smart-looking bunch of people. You are smart. You're all smart, yeah. If you ever get in a situation where you feel like you're just too smart for the people around you, I have a tip for you. I have a way you can peel off 30, 40 IQ points very easily, so you can maybe relate better to the people you're with. I want to tell you how to do it. Right? Ask not what your country can do for you, ask, sup. Now, you have to be careful with this. It's got a power. I mean, this is okay, but you don't want to go any farther. I mean, you get all the way over to here, for instance, and you peel off so much of your intellect So much education, you could wind up being governor of Arizona. I had a really good friend when I was in Des Moines, Buzzy Kendall. Buzzy was 6. I remember he had no front teeth. I was 5. We're out in the front yard playing ball one day with my dad. And Mr. Stolpe, Bert Stolpe from across the street, comes charging across the yard. And he starts reaming my dad out because I had kissed his daughter, his 5-year-old daughter, Betty. He is so mad. He is furious. And finally my dad just says, Tippy, it's my nickname, Tippy, did you kiss Betty? And before I could say a word, Buzzy says, yes, he did, Mr. Taylor, but he didn't screw her. Honest to God, he didn't. All right, I'm going to tell you a story, a true story about my granddaddy Taylor. And it has a naughty word. I'm sure you can overlook that. My dad was 5 years old, so this was 1907. Wow. My dad was 5 years old. His dad was out on the porch cranking homemade ice cream. His mom was in the kitchen. So his mom says something to his dad says something back, and she answers. And it went like this. Rufus, is that ice cream hard yet? Hard as my pecker. Well, pour me a bowl. Now, my dad was only 5. He didn't know what it meant, but they laughed so hard, he knew it must be funny. So that night, when the preacher and his wife and daughter came over, after dinner and ice cream, they're telling stories. They're all telling stories, and my dad, 5 years old, says, I know a story. 40 seconds later, the preacher and his wife and daughter were gone, and my granddad was kicked out of the Shiloh Cumberland Presbyterian Church forever. True story. Saw a commercial for a medicine the other night that gets rid of colon polyps. Now, why would they do that? He was the best Secretary of State we ever had. So you know you're getting older when people on walkers hold doors open for you, right? The other day in a grocery store, a cashier said, are you ready to check out? And I didn't have anything in my hands. All right, I'll admit it. I have Viagra. I have 3 pills. I've keeping my travel kit, my shaving kit, and figuring on the road, nice hotel, who knows? Let me tell you, those 3 pills have 90,000 miles on them. They have their own frequent flyer accounts. The other day, my wife said, the toaster won't pop up anymore. We got to get rid of it. I said, well, just because a thing won't pop up anymore doesn't mean you got to get rid of it. I mean, a thing can kind of creep up and still be functional. And then, you know, there may be times when you're not even thinking of making toast. And there it is. I got a good friend named Bobby. He has a little BPH problem, and we were at lunch with a bunch of guys a while back, and he and I both went to the restroom at the same time. I went to the urinal. He went into a stall, standing there. I finished. I say, Bobby, are we making TT yet? He says, not yet. Okay. I go stand over by the wall, look at my watch. Bobby, are we making TT yet? Not yet. So a guy walks in, goes up to the urinal. Bobby doesn't see him. I said, well, tell me when we are, okay? And I leave. It was perfect. A couple minutes later, he comes back out to the table where I'm with the guys, and he says, how long you been out here? I said, a couple minutes. Why? He said, I just got through saying, I'm making TT now, and I heard a stranger say, I'm very proud of you. My wife has decided that if she can teach herself to pee standing up, there won't be anything in the world I know more about than she does. Ironically, she's having this thought at a time when I'm starting to pee sitting down. And if she leaves that toilet seat up one more time, thank you. Thank you all.